Since ancient times, brave explorers have put on armor, gathered their weapons, following a path, or a path, depending where you're from, searching for treasure. Danger can lurk at any turn.
The latest app from Impact Gamers is The Path, or Path, where your group take turns in trying to remember where the dangers are in order to reach the goal. Made by Impact Gamers using ClickTeam Fusion, it's part of our Lesson More with Fusion series. Download it at impactgamers.net/lesson.
If you dare.
Lesson More with Fusion. Keep watching. The next section is how to use the app, and the final section is how you can use ClickTeam Fusion to make your own game.
Hi everyone, it's TJ from Impact Gamers, and today I'm going to be showing you some more of the Lesson More with Fusion series with our latest resource, The Path. This is a memory game that you can play in your classroom or with your friends. So let's hop right in and I'll show you how to play it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is choose what your objects in the game look like. So you've got your player character, your enemy, and your goal. Now, I already have pre-downloaded some assets and I've put them in a folder. So for my player character, I'm going to go to my assets folder and I'm going to pick this character. Now, if you ever change your mind, all you have to do is click here on the default image and you can play as the default characters again. But I am going to change it and keep it as this character. Now you'll notice you have two options to start the game. So you have a start on easy or a start on hard mode. These are different sized maps, so I'm going to show you what the hard mode looks like, as it's a bigger map, and the easy one is just a smaller version. So let's go. So now we're inside the game. Use your arrow keys to move around the map, and all we have to do is make it from this side to the goal over here. Now if you bump into a wall, you won't be able to pass through it. And if you bump into a bad guy, the game will restart. So I'm going to use the arrow keys to start moving forward.
You lose.
And we've noticed we've found an enemy already. So I know there is an enemy in that square, so I know to avoid that square now. So now I'm going to try and go down instead. So it's a good memory game. You can try and make it all the way, but it will keep the enemies in the same place. So I know where two of the enemies are now, and I'm going to try a completely different route now, and we're going to go all the way to the bottom. So I have been defeated a few times now, and I know where a few of the enemies are, and we're going to try and make it whole. And we'll try one more attempt, and then I will show you how you can even... Oh, okay. So, I think that might have been a new one, I'm not sure. But if it gets to the point and you're all struggling, or you really want to know where the rest of them were, you can actually press the S key in order to remember where they are. So there'll always be a path through, which will allow you to reach the goal. But some spots on the screen you'll notice might have a few more enemies, so you can reveal where the enemies are, and then press S and that will get rid of them. And you can press the R button to restart. So let's say you've started moving but you want to restart, just press the R key on your keyboard and you'll go back to the beginning. So that is it. With that in mind, I'll have one more attempt. I don't know how well this will go. I think I need to go up this time and then maybe... Oh, we got so close. But I hope you guys do better than I did, and I hope this has explained how to use the software. We're also going to have a video where you can make your own simpler version of this game by yourselves. So I hope this has helped. I've been TJ from Impact Gamers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
This next section is how to use ClickTeam Fusion.
So for this part, now I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own version of The Path. So what we're going to do first is start a new application, and we're going to go into our new frame of this application, and I've already turned on my grid, which you do up here. So I turn it on, I'm going to make sure the sizes are 120 by 120, which is what I'm going to be using for this. And then the next important step is we want to change the screen size to 1920 by 1080. And click that. Now once you've selected that, if you just click anywhere on the screen, it will ask if you want to modify the window, and we say yes. I'm now going to zoom out a little bit as well, and in fact I'm going to zoom out more than that. There we go. So this is my screen. Now you can make your level smaller than this, you can make it larger than this. It is completely up to you how big you want to make it. So now that we've done that, I'm really quickly going to go down to my settings, and I'm just gonna turn these two options on here so that when we run our application it will all fit on the screen so we can see it all. So the first thing we're gonna need is a player character, and as you can see the size of the object is not big enough for these squares, but don't worry about that because we're going to change all this when we insert the characters and import the images that we want. But we are going to rename to player, so we understand that this is going to be our player. So I'm going to double click, or you can right click and go to edit, and I'm just going to go to import, and I'm going to select my player character image. And once I've done that, I'm going to go here and I'm just going to resize them, and you don't want to do that, we want to stretch and resample as well. So make sure you tick them two options, as the character won't actually be visible. So I'm then going to select where I want them to start on my screen, and I'm just going to quickly clone this object a few times as well, and I'm going to start renaming them. So I've got my wall object, then we have our bad guy or our enemy, and we have our goal as well as an option. So I'm going to go through these now. I'm going to change my wall, and again I'm just going to change the size of these, and I need a bad character, and we're just going to change them all so they're all the same and they all fit into the squares and they're easy to manage. And the last one we're going to do is import our goal, and we're going to change and change. Now, but you can get different images. You can get images that are a bit more built to be in compact squares. You don't have to use the examples I've done, but if you are struggling and you don't know where to find images like this, you can indeed find your own images on this website, Pixabay. We use it quite a lot. You go onto the site and I'm going to look for an illustration instead of like a real life photo, and I'm going to look for a dragon. I scroll down until I find a dragon image that I like. In this case I selected this one, and then you just click on the image that you want to use and it will take you to this page where you can then download it for free. Now I'm not gonna, because I already have, and then I found the other images on this site as well. So you'd click on it, click the size that you want, and then click download, and that's it. So getting back to the rest of the making of the game, now that we have our objects in the game and we have them as we want them to look, we're gonna quickly add a quick backdrop as well, and this is just gonna allow me to resize it, and I can quickly just change the color of this background here, its properties, and this is where I'm gonna start drawing out the rest of my level now. So I'm gonna make a border around the level. I'm going to leave a gap for where my goal is going to go, and as you can see I am using this tool up here. So once you select this tool, click on the object that you want to be able to draw really quickly, and then you can right click to get rid of that. Now I'm going to place some bad guys around the level now as well. My character's going to start here. Just going to add in a few more walls, and I'm going to add these throughout the level as well. And that's it for now. And I'm going to start placing bad guys. Now, just be careful that you make sure there is always a path to find the goal at the end. So I'm going to have, oh, that's the background. In fact, we can lock that now because we don't need to move it. And I'm just going to make sure I've placed it so I know I can get through this way, I can get through here, and I can get around 2 ways here. So I've put a few bad guys down. Now for movement, we're going to go to our player's movement properties and change it from static to 8 directions. And there we go. So I can move using the arrow keys now. And now we need to start adding the code so that we can actually make the game run and work. So we're going to go to our event editor, and new condition we want us to be to do with our player colliding with another object, and that object being the walls. We also want to use this code, but we're going to change this to bad guy and change this to this. Now don't do the shortcuts I've done. You do want to get used to doing new conditions and clicking on them and repeating them. So I want to firstly make my collision between the wall. That's going to make my player stop. It's going to destroy my player, and it's going to make this character visible. So it's going to make them reappear. Now this is where the memory game comes in. It's going to show us where they are so we know for next time. And we're also going to make one for this where we destroy this. And this is going to be where we win. So for winning, we'd play a positive sound and we can have some text appear on screen. But we also want to add an option for restarting the game. So I'm going to put one for R, which is going to allow us to restart the frame. And we want to make sure that at the start of our frame, that this character, we just want to make sure it's always invisible at the start of frame. And we're going to use this rule as well for hiding our text, because we can have some text, and it's going to restart. So we have a way of being destroyed, we have a way of restarting, and we have a way of winning. So we can either make a new frame or you can add text, but for your game it's up to you how you want to do it. I'm just going to have some string appear on screen, and we're just going to say something really quick like you win, and we're just going to change this text as well. There we go. I'm going to put this in the middle. Now mine doesn't look very pretty. You can spend a lot longer time on yours making it look as nice as you wish. And we are going to indeed set this to not be visible at start, because what we're going to do is only make this visible when we win, and at the start of the frame, you've guessed it, we're going to make it invisible. So here we are, we've got the fundamentals. Now in the other one we did indeed also add a key for showing the visibility of the bad guy. So for that we're just going to go to set it to reappear, so we can show people at the end where we are, and then you can just reset your game and this will indeed turn them back invisible. So there we have it in terms of sounds. Again, on Pixabay, as I showed you earlier, there's also a sound section, so it's the same thing. You can just type in for different sounds. So you would just go to sample, play sample. You don't want it to loop, and we're just going to go to from file, and I'm going to find my sounds here, and this is going to be the good sound, and then for the bad sound we want it to play on here instead. And that's it. we've quickly made a memory game, and we can just demonstrate this real quick, that our character moves and we can try and avoid the bad guys, but we have to be very careful. And we've collided, it's destroyed us and played the error sound, but now I know it's there. I know I can avoid this bad guy now. There we go. And oops, we found another bad guy. I hope you guys have fun with your game, and I hope that your memory serves you better than mine does, and that you can maybe have fun with your class friends or your friends playing this. I've been TJ from Impact Gamers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.